Hello, friends, and welcome to the International Fab Talks. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for growing with us. And thank you for spreading love across the world. We love to bond. And ask me why? Because we are the people of this universe. We belong to this universe, and the universe would love to only give back love to all of us. So let's give the positive vibes out there to all of you, to one another. And today, friends, we are connected with a special invitee, a special guest. She's Ms Parul, all the way from Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. She's here to share her time, her thoughts, her views, and of course, her profession as well. Let's get to know about our special guest in a moment. First, we'll welcome our special guest. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, dear. I would like to introduce you in an official way as to who you are and what your profession is. Let's get going with your permission.
Sure.
Yes, dear. Dear friends, it's really a pleasure and honor to get to know people and how their profession could influence your life, how their thoughts and views could bring a difference in our lives, in yours and mine. Let's get to know now about our special guest, her profile as to what profession she is into. She is a leading finance, treasury, and investment consultant. So it's not only Ms Parul, as I earlier mentioned, she's more than that. She's leading in the finance, treasury, and investment part of her profession. She's a consultant in that, a chartered accountant as well by profession, and not 1 or 2 years, not 5 to 10 years, 25 plus years. So more than 2.5, you say 2 decades plus 5 years. So 25 years of service in this beautiful world, in the corporate sector, in the corporate world, giving her expertise. She has traveled the world for professional purposes. That's really nice. Traveling for vacation is different. Traveling for professional reasons, quite different. And she's been doing her best, and she pursues her hobby of teaching by serving as a part-time finance faculty for business and management schools situated in Mumbai. I repeat that again to make it very clear. She's also a teaching faculty. As a part-time faculty, she is training students in the finance faculty for business and management school situated in Mumbai, if I'm getting all of that right. Actively participates as a domain expert for presenting research paper, a panelist as well in various national and international conferences and seminars. She has won several accolades and awards in the finance field, both at the national and international level, friends. She has won the Director's Trophy for the Best Employee of the Year at the global level for from her previous employer, a multinational company. She holds World Bank certification on funding green energy, amongst other certifications. And yes, she is an 8. Ma'am, how could you pronounce that word for me?
Which one?
The last word. What is your hobby?
Estate.
Yes. Would you like to share something about that before we start our journey? Oh, what is it actually?
That's a passion which I enjoy, being audiences to the various performing arts, as well as art in the form of photography, etc. So I do pay visits to various auditoriums, exhibitions, various shows, and I like to admire art. I appreciate art, and that is one of the very close thing to my heart.
Excellent, ma'am. My dear friends, starting off with the hobbies of our special celebrity, let's get to know more about her. Join me, friends. Dear ma'am, how would you define yourself? Who is the real Parul? Apart from your professional space, how would you identify that who is the real you?
So real me is what you just asked me to answer first. I am an art lover, art appreciator, and it gives me immense strength when I can actually applaud as an audience. The praise is what actually keeps the art and artist moving. So there is something very, very important in the world, is always be an audience, always be a listener. And that is what I represent myself as. And that is what my first character is. Thank you.
When you say art, like appreciation of art, what kind of art is it like, ma'am?
So I define art into both performing arts, which includes your dance, drama, and any stage performance. And I also look art as in nature, photography, published art, moreover, all creative, innovative demonstration of installed arts. The new age art is what they call NFT, non-fungible token, which is given to the art form. So it's everything which one can admire. It basically needs an eye, and that is what I believe I would like to do for the rest of my life.
Yes, dear. How did you develop this passion, ma'am? From what made you enter into this beautiful field of admiring and giving your time and energy to the
So,
arts sector?
during school also, I was very fond of drawing and craft as a subject. I was very passionate about even taking it up as my profession. So I did my graduation parallel into also advertising and public relations. But yes, couldn't make it as a career. So I have always stayed connected with it by being an audience to the most of the good. And being in Bombay, we have a lot of these opportunities to view and witness one of the best artists across India who comes and performs here. So that has been how I have developed my activity.
Yes, dear. Perfect, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all of that. That's really very nice, dear. Thank you. What a way to keep your passion alive. Yes. Apart from being a professional, you are giving space to your hobbies, to where your interest lies. That's really nice.
Very important.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, on the professional front, we've all been facing a lot of ups and downs. I do, you do, and all of us. How do you manage your stress? What is the best way to de-stress from all of the challenges that we face every single day?
Every single day, every single moment, one has to keep just shielding oneself, because when the positive sits on one shoulder, negative sits on the other shoulder. So you just have to see that you keep shrugging your shoulders, because escaping from stress is not at all feasible. Of course, and stress also gives you a lot of good performance. So I've seen little bit of stress always is required. It's only the stress which is stretched beyond a point becomes a point of worry. So I believe that de-stressing is something, just engaging yourself and again disengaging yourself from that activity. So you need a lot of that different kind of activity which you can actually get deeply involved, so that you can cut off from one to the other. So I believe music, drama, dance, whatever you believe you would like. Some people like reading. So this is all type of disengaging activities which actually give us the breather to disengage and get stress-free, in short.
Yes, dear ma'am. Yes, dear. I muted myself. Thank you. Dear ma'am, would you like to share a childhood incident that you still remember? It's very fresh in your memory.
Incident inspiring what?
Like, were you the naughty one, or were you scolded, or were you praised during your childhood? Is there something that is evergreen in your mind? Like, yes.
Yeah. So evergreen is I was always with the greens. I was always out of the house and on the branches of the trees. So climbing trees was the best thing what I have always enjoyed, and it has been one of my best memories also. And I believe that everyone would have had a fantastic childhood, keeping in memory and trying to be as close as to it, if not physically, at least through being near to the nature. Is, I think that was the best thing of childhood. We were so close to nature.
Like, when you were climbing the trees, what did those trees belong to your family members in your house, or maybe the neighbors?
No. We stayed in a very beautiful location, so the trees were all around. So it was practically every day at my friend's place. And she taught me how to climb the tree, and we loved it. So we had entire time spent on branches, and we would have a lot of other play games to play on the tree. That is how it has been.
Yes, dear. Why I asked you this question was because I remember my childhood. I used to climb the neighbor's guava tree. And one time when I was up there, the owners came and then my brother was down and he said, they have come, they have come. I tried to jump, skip down or whatever. I tried something. I don't know what I tried. I tried to jump down. I couldn't. I scraped myself and landed on the floor down on the ground. So
that is how you at least remembered. Had you not fallen, you would have probably forgot.
So when you said climbing up trees, were the trees in your own
My
garden?
favorite was mango tree. So we had a very sturdy mango tree and it has huge branches where you can actually sit and build a house. That sturdy it was. So that was some experience. Yeah. Tell me.
Yes, dear ma'am. Is there any book that you'd like to suggest today that we could read and gain some knowledge from it, or it could inspire us?
Yeah, so books had been a very good friend of mine. Right from age, I think the pre-adolescence and the adolescence. And then, of course, career doesn't allow you as much as you wish to. So the power of subconscious mind was one which made a real impact and change, and it still helps a lot when we have those episodes in our life where you don't know where to look at. Apart from it, on the fiction, Arthur Haley has been my, John Grisham, Arthur Haley have been my favorite authors. They taught me how the life is and how each area of life, which you practically don't have so many lives to live. So how do you experience them? So that was where I got to learn how the life is all across the globe. And I truly love every professional because they touch into profession. Like if you know Arthur Haley, John Grisham, they touch very deep into the professional lives and they give some very good, how things work at each desk or at each individual professions. That is the best part, what I appreciate when I read such stories.
Yes, dear. Is there any movie that appeals to you and say, yeah, this movie is my favorite and it has a beautiful social message?
The last thing, social message. Many movies are loaded with social message and
आपका favorite बता दीजिए.
So my favorite with social message, I can't recollect because I am more on art, as I told you, and I appreciate art as it brings something where you unwind. So when it is loaded with social message, I feel it is something which is more of a difficult task. But yes, some actors have done it really well. So I believe if I go back, Sound of Music was a very good one, where the message was that how one can actually live a life even at the most dispassionate moment and still bring a lot of love. So there's always this wrong notion that love and passion actually are not there when one takes up a life of a nun or gives up, what they call in Hindi is sannyas, and how it can actually unfold and get in so much passion within the dispassion. Little difficult if not able to sing the message, but otherwise I actually admire the storyteller who has brought in so much, so many different emotions which come through. Apart from music is the best what she has put in. But apart from it, there are many underlying messages which are delivered, and therefore it has been all-time favorite, and it still goes on. And it goes on for decades, and I feel that it might go on for another few generations because it has those elements which, if one sees repeatedly, they can understand how many different emotions has the author, producer, director have touched upon. So that is one movie I really feel is a very good life learning.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, your favorite holiday destination? Is it only that you spend your time in Mumbai, Maharashtra, or across the world? You've been traveling on professional purposes. For professional reasons, you've been traveling across the world to many countries. Did you jet off on a personal vacation just to rewind yourself, to rejuvenate yourself, apart from your professional duties?
Yeah, of course. I have traveled quite a bit. For me, it's not one place, but it's me for the closeness to the nature. I admire nature at great length. So even if I'm traveling to any place, I try to choose gardens. I try to see how the local art galleries are made and how they are presented. So that is actually unwinding to me. I've been to quite some places and both India and abroad. And I have seen the nature has been kind enough to actually surround us with the best of the things. It's only how we take it and how we see it. So beauty is in the eyes of beholder. Sometimes I've seen the best of the things right in the place where I live. So it's nothing that you have to travel. But yes, people get so busy with their day-to-day routine that they forget to see it and appreciate it. So vacation is not vacation in terms of traveling. Vacation is in terms of taking a break from what you do and just sitting and admire something from the nature. So that is what I have very personally, I'm close to it.
Very true, ma'am. Admiring nature in all forms, and you need not travel across the world. You can just appreciate the things around you. That while we are walking, we may see a beautiful tree which is flowering, and that really gives immense joy, right? Even if a flower that has dropped from top, and when you're passing there, you want to just stamp it. Sometimes we pick up the flower as well.
Yes.
And admire its beauty.
Yes.
So admiring beauty in every way is really beautiful, especially admiring the beauty of nature is really, it gives a lot of bliss. Dear ma'am, we go on to the next question. How would you want to be remembered in this world? And why should people remember you? Or do you think people should remember you for any reason? And if so?
Very tricky question.
Yes, dear.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, ma'am. Yes, dear.
Okay, so does anyone want to remember you? Do you want to be remembered? Probably some days in my Esther years, I would try to write a book. I love to put diaries up. So if I can write something and be remembered, it would be the best thing which could have happened. Remembering is something for every individual, it can be a different type. Some may say that why would one remember and why should one remember? So there was an exercise we had done several years back when we were with Max Miller Bhavan, the Goethe Institute. So the exercise was name the 10 people apart from your family and friends who would remember you. So getting that 10 names took us more time than any other exercise which we were given. So this was when we were learning German, and I was posted in Switzerland for a couple of years. We had to do this. But yes, the tricky part, which I always say is why would one need to be remembered? And if yes, it has to be something which you feel you should leave for the world to remember you, would be definitely a book. Nowadays, they say who reads book, but ultimately we saw that this was past 20 years, which people used to say no one will read book. But I think it still goes on. So it's either through the Kindle, maybe the medium has changed, but books are still there. So I would definitely see that if I have to pen down something and be remembered in that way, it would have been the best.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Ma'am, do you think life has been fair to you? Because we feel sometimes life is fair to one and unfair to another. So how would you look at life? Is it a good one? Is life worth living?
We lost you.
Pardon?
There was no I couldn't hear the last part. I think the connection is feeble.
Yeah, maybe I'll repeat myself. Do you think that life is fair or unfair to certain people? Like certain people, like we think, oh, life is unfair. Some of them feel it is fair. Sometimes we feel that all are not blessed with the same gifts. So how would you answer this question?
It's reframing the question. When we were born, everyone liked us as babies. We grow up, everyone still would like us. It's only up to us how we take it. So if you believe it's fair, it's unfair, it's only your judgment, your mind which is talking. Things don't change, surroundings don't change. It is how you react to it actually matters. So people who believe that it has been unfair, maybe probably they react to it. So for me, it's very straightforward. It's only our reaction, our judgment is what we feed in our minds. And therefore, we believe that this was a fair thing, that was unfair thing. Yes, some like thing which should have happened and should not have happened. But there is, again, if you want to live in present, you have to just bear with it and go ahead. So it can be as unfair as it can be on its extreme side. When it's fair, we don't even need to, we forget even to be in gratitude with people around, right? But when it's unfair, you believe that everything has gone wrong in the world. So I think it requires a lot of that resilience, a lot of strength within willpower to walk over it. And it is a task. And I always support this type of people who have been through the worst. And if I believe that it is unfair to me, I just try to look at the other who is worse than what it would have been for me. So things then settle, and then you are basically you try to train your mind that this is not the end of it. So this is how I always believe that it's not how we perceive every time. We have to learn how the others are still more unfortunate than us and try to derive strength from it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that. That was really a power-packed answer and a lot of takeaways from there. Don't keep grudging about your lives, my dear friends. Like we all have our ups and downs. And if you feel you're less privileged, but then look at the other people. There may be still people below you struggling to come up, to reach up, the underprivileged. And then when you look at others who are below you, then you will understand, yes, I'm in a much better space, and you'll appreciate life and live with gratitude. I like the answer so much, ma'am, that you've shared just now. Yes, dear. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, what is that one thing you love about yourself? This is me, Parul. I love myself because I have this special quality within me.
Not one. I love everything about myself.
Wow, you can share that.
They say that if you want to love the world more, first is you love yourself. And that is all Gita, Bible, everywhere, whatever Quran you read, everything says love is one where it comes if you also love yourself. So it's not one thing, it's everything. Everything what I believe, what should come out should be in. So if I love a butterfly and I love the way it spreads its wings, it grows from a caterpillar, it goes back into an insect. So I feel that I have the strength, I have the resilience, and that is what and the patience, most important, and the strength to lose the best and believe that what you get next is the best. So that is something what I believe, and I feel I am very, at least that is how I would like to perceive myself in that position. That is very important.
Yes, dear. I love the way you gave the example of the butterfly. Yes, that's really nice. And to love yourself, and that is the most important thing in life. You love yourself, then inward, whatever is in comes out. That also you mentioned. So you have a lot of love within, and then definitely that will spread across the world. Love yourself, and then automatically everything looks brighter and greener on the other side. Yes, dear ma'am. Yes, dear. You would like to share something?
I'm happy.
Yes.
Next, whatever we wish to discuss.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, how would you use a big jackpot? If you won a big jackpot, how would you use the money?
Very good
Imagine you've just
question.
won a
And
big jackpot.
this is one of my quiz question to my students of the business school. And they start scratching head and they start writing down so many things. And most of them end up saying that they would start a business. Because they are in business school, they have to reply accordingly. But if you win a jackpot, if you ever win, that is the most important part to win, which I have wished for. I have not yet won any, not that I have engaged into it. But yes, getting some money, and I always try to balance. So I'm not very big into shopping and all. But there are many things, like as I told you, if I would get to see the best galleries and the best art, the best museums, maybe I could help restoration of some artwork. That is what I look for spending. I look also for a lot of charities. So depends again how it attracts and where it is right. Very easy for me because I'm from finance background. So this question is simple for me. And a lot of avenues. But yes, I always diversify, not into one, but many.
Yes, dear. And the beauty of your answer was here, where I found it so unique. Restoration of art. Yes. I would give a part of that money which I win as a jackpot and to restore the art that has been destroyed, maybe to different reasons or because of time and, the aging process of that particular given art. Very nice, ma'am. I really liked it. And I guessed it also. I had a slight guess that maybe ma'am would say that, yes, she's going to use it for art. I just had that feeling from within and you just answered that. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, what about sports and games? As you love art a lot, appreciate art.
Oh, yeah. I, in fact, had, as you saw me growing on the trees, so this friend of mine was very active in sports. I represented up to district and I think state level where we didn't win. I used to play hockey. So Mervyn Fernandez, the hockey player, his father was our coach in the school which I'm brought up. So hockey has been one of my sports. After which, of course, today we are all restricted to games on more on your screens. So Sudoku is something what is now the best thing what I enjoy. Pictures and words I enjoy now. So sports have become something which is now very different and restored to pen, not from the outdoor sports. But yes, hockey had been one of my.
Hockey.
Yeah. I think hockey, because we won those years. So we had a lot of passion for hockey, and your school had given us a lot of space to build up hockey as our, especially the girls' hockey team was very well represented by our school at various levels.
Yes, dear. I have a doubt in my mind. If I'm not mistaken, hockey is the national game of India. Am I right?
100%.
Thank God I answered that. I was scared, if I'm going to answer it because I read it somewhere. Maybe I don't know. I'm unsure of that. I was unsure of that. So it's the national game.
Yeah.
Yes. And if anyone watches there's this lady, she doesn't know the national game of the country. She's in doubt. Thank God. Thankfully, that was correct. That's really nice. So yes, dear. That's nice. Usually I hear about cricket, about football. And today's the first time and that you've shared that hockey is your passion, has been your passion and you love it.
Played it, yeah. And I played it at various levels. So.
Wow, that's great. Yes, dear ma'am. Is there any change that you would like to concentrate your energies on and bring about in this world? That this area requires a wonderful change. And if I could do my bit, I would love to bring a change in this zone, this area.
So if I have to bring in change, I would rather bring in change in way the attitude is in the young generation. The same attitude, maybe our attitude has to change to bring that change in the attitude in our next generation. But yes, there is a lack of because I see the same individuals who work abroad have fantastic feedback, fantastic career prospects, and very good feedback from their employers. But the same when it comes to within our country, it doesn't. So this is where I believe that something is really where we can help each other is building the right attitude, especially uh, from our younger generation, and try to see that how we can do our best. This I believe is true for everyone. Like even I as an individual may be much more comfortable in other nation and not in mine. Why is the question? So there I would like to definitely see a change, and I hope I can do something in that.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Thank you very much. Ma'am, is there any plan for retirement? Have you ever thought of it? Because once a teacher, always a teacher, as you're teaching students at the business school. So do you think that, yes, I need to retire now, relax? Is there any thought like that?
No, I believe retiring is a very finite word. So rather, I would look at defining retire as if you were liking something. So if it was some sport in your yesteryears, it has to stop and move on to some other activity. Then you get into the other. So retiring is a word which says that you do not tire, you retire. So try every activity again and again, or new activity each time. So you can retire from one activity, get into other activity. So if it's my professional career, if it has to keep moving on, there are various aspects within our career as a profession which I like to tap upon. So I would try to engage into each activity and get out from the other, where I believe is now the time to engage into the new activity. So I define retiring as disengaging from the previous one and getting engaged in the new one.
Yes, dear. That's a beautiful way to answer that question. A very smart answer. And of course, one of the best answers that will keep you engaged, it will keep you feel valued. You know, you begin to value yourself, love yourself. If you just say, yes, I've retired and that's the end of my life, I'm just going to sit on a chair there, that won't work. You have to retry new things, keep learning new things.
Yeah, so true.
Very true. Dear ma'am, I would like to ask you, how do students respond nowadays when a lecturer enters the class and takes a class or maybe shares knowledge with students? What is the response that we get nowadays from students? Are the students the same?
Being teaching at business school, it's definitely the age profile is 23 and above, 22 and above probably. So we see very keen youth face, the face where actually they are very enthusiastic to begin their career path. So I see, yes, students, it's not same or the students and environment, everything keeps on changing. How we connect to them is the question which is to be answered by every individual and every professor. So we try to see that we upkeep our knowledge to that extent so that our youth gets actually connected very soon with the topic. So if we speak about non-fungible token, we speak about artificial intelligence and how it connects to my subjects. That is what I always aspire to, and that is how I connect with my students. The students have to, it's not about how the students are, it is how the environment is and how we bridge the gap between us and the students through the change in environment. That is what I believe is the right way of focusing in the way one teaches and which generation are we looking at.
You're a great intellectual. You have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of, what you say, smart way of dealing with life, the right way.
Thank you.
Yes, dear. As professors, as lecturers, as academicians, we should update our knowledge, upgrade our knowledge, and be, future ready. And then don't be with the traditional knowledge that you've learned, and you have to just continue that beautiful journey of upgrading yourselves and being in par with the new generation and giving them the best. And of course, if you're a teacher, it's also a learning experience. We also get to learn a lot from students as well. Some of them are very bright and very sharp. Yes, because I've been an academician, so I know very well that sometimes, yeah, maybe that didn't click in my mind. And yes, this a young child has put that out, and that's the takeaway for me.
That's a pleasure of being connected with the
Yes, yes, dear. Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, what about your friends, your best friends? Do you have a number of them or just one or two close friends? Would you like to mention their names?
So friends are, of course, as we grow, we have our own choices and we make our own friends. But yes, out of them, few have been with me for quite so many years. And we do share a talk at, where we touch each other more, importantly, understand each other. And yes, of course, I don't have many, but I have a few whom I can bank upon. So I'm very proud of that.
Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you for sharing, dear. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, what are your views on how to deal with the toxic situations in life?
Toxic
situations.
Well, how do you define toxic situation?
Yes. If you're in a toxic situation, you don't know that this is something wrong for us. It's not right. How do we identify that and come out of it?
So I would reframe. It's not about toxicity. It is about certain surroundings which may not be to our advantage, and how to get out of it or how to escape from it is a challenge, especially where I see certain youth being where they live in hostel, live away from their parents, and they are forced into certain activities where it leads to certain kind of habitual practices. It requires a lot of willpower. The willpower, the upbringing, how strongly their values were when we actually bring our children, how we have instilled such values that help them to build up that strength to actually discreetly, without making much ado, come out of it, is one set of skill which a parent, and only parent or a teacher, could have taught. So I think my parents and teachers have taught me enough. And I believe that it's that sixth sense, because of what we have learned, the judgment, the knack of finding out before getting into it, that where is this path going? Is it the right path or wrong path? Smell it, literally, as they say, sniff it, and walk away from it before you get into the phase where the doors are closed. So this is where I believe that a lot of openness, support from parents, support from society, and ultimately respecting that what elders say. Not that everything has to be experienced. Sometimes you have to just listen to certain experiences of our wise people around us and try to abide by it. So I've seen people who get caught in this situations are because of that little frail element of enjoying life, and that is where they get carried away. So
yes, dear.
Discriminating between the right and wrong is something which comes at a very young age in life.
Yes, dear.
Thank you. I have to take a break, so
yes,
I have somebody. Yeah.
Dear ma'am, would you like to share a favorite quote of yours, a proverb which is very close to your heart?
Give me a fee. Wait, I'll remember that. Give me a fish. I eat it for a day. Teach me to fish, and I eat for life. So this has been my favorite because I have given quite a few interviews in the past, and I have always stuck to this as my This was one which came to me in my college days, where one of the professors had told me, where I tried to learn something very quickly. So he said, no, this is not the way. You have to learn it this way. So it has ingrained in my mind. And from there on, I always carry it with me as a lesson that there are no shortcuts in life. And everything what you want to do, you should be learned to an extent that it will stay with us forever.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing. And I love that. It has a very big message and it's a big takeaway. You teach someone, it should be for life, not for that one day you give them something, 1 day or 2 days. It should be for life. They should be able to continue their lives till the last with that skill. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, what about pets? Are you a pet mom? No, you don't like pets.
I like everything when it is around you, not with you.
Oh, sweet. That's really very true. What a way to put that in, no? So beautifully. Around you, not with you. Because sometimes they feel suffocated. They are not happy with us sometimes. Yes, dear. Ma'am, your favorite color?
Orange, sometimes, but yeah, you can say pastel colors.
And your favorite subject when you were in school?
I think I liked all. I like biology.
Yes. And from biology to finance? Accountants? Being an, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say? From biology, there's a big leap, I guess, right? Okay, that's wonderful. That's nice. For me, like, I hated maths. And I hate it till date. I don't like science. I was into arts, like social studies and all of that. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, how many languages are you conversant in?
It's just about where I stay and my mother tongue, English. That's it.
Yes. Ma'am, is the cup half full or half empty?
It's always the way you look at it.
How do you look at it? How do you look at it?
Depends which mood I am in.
Oh, very true, very true. that really, that is the truth. I accept that. You're very well informed. Yes, dear. I really like the way you're answering all of the questions. Dear ma'am, are you a listener or a speaker? More of a listener, more of a speaker?
Listener.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, what do you think would be the changes in the next 50 years? Any two changes?
50 years?
In the next 50 years, what type of changes could be there? Any two changes?
One change would be definitely that I'll be more gray.
All of us. All of us.
All of us. I see a lot of technological developments which I'm looking forward to. As I told you, I'm very creative and imaginative. My imagination can stretch as far as you can. So I look at things where time will be more in the hands of one who actually is able to look very deep into how science is bringing changes into our life. And this discoveries or this innovation is going to be most powerfully used. And therefore, again, it also gives us more room to think that how we protect ourselves from the side effects of it. So that nature is also going to retaliate in the same way which we saw COVID coming. So, yeah, I feel that two changes are going to be. One is your health is going to require a lot of attention. Right now, we are going to be not thinking of it at all most of the times, where in future, I don't see it at all. I feel every day we would have to do something to restore our health to the place where we wish to be in. A lot of things would happen on day-to-day basis where young generation is going to be more into gymnasium, fitness, more health conscious, more exposed to certain kind of changes across the world, which will require them to be able to fight with full kind of immunity. So the two changes is, yes, staying fit would be one where it will require a lot of effort. And second, I see a lot of artificial intelligence coming into play, and many things will be auto-driven, which we believe today is not possible, but it's soon going to be the outcome.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for answering so well. Thank you for giving your thoughts on the changes that could take place in the next 50 years. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, ma'am, we have a small segment called as the rapid fire round, which will take another 5 up to 10 minutes. May I go ahead with it, ma'am?
Sure.
Yes, dear. Dear friends, it's now time for the rapid fire round to get to know about the likes and dislikes of our special guest. She is Ms Parul from Mumbai. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, over to you now. What superpower would you select if the Almighty or the universe gave you as a gift, offered you as a gift?
To laugh.
Love. Did I hear that right? Love?
Laugh.
Laugh. L-A-U-G-H. Okay, laugh. Laugh. That's nice. Ma'am, if you get a chance to relive somebody's life, whose life you would love to relive?
My own.
That's sweet. Dear ma'am, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself with regard to forgiving others?
9.
Yes, dear. The favorite day in the week?
Wednesday.
Your favorite number?
0.
Tea or coffee?
None.
None. Okay, then what's the drink that you have? Like maybe coconut water? Pardon?
H2O water.
H2O water. Cool. That's really nice. Dear ma'am, when you help others, do you expect anything in return?
Yes.
What is it?
A smile.
Perfect. Wonderful. That's really nice. A perfect day according to you in one word?
Sunny.
Cakes, chocolates or ice cream?
Chocolates.
Favorite season?
Autumn.
Land, water or air?
Land.
City, town or a village?
Town.
Ms Parul is a good cook?
Never.
How sweet. Very honest on that. Your favorite cuisine?
Chart.
How sweet. Your favorite teacher or sir when you were in school?
My maths teacher.
Name?
I can't remember. Phyllis teacher.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Salty, sweet, spicy or sour food?
Salty.
Is it all about money, happiness or both in life?
Both.
Perfect. Introvert, extrovert or ambivert?
What is ambivert?
A mix of both.
Maybe mix of both.
Yeah, sometimes we may feel like we are just like to ourselves, introvert. Sometimes we feel like, yeah, we could open up and socialize a lot. Yes. We all find ourselves somewhere to be as ambiverts, right? Yes. Dear ma'am, when you're all alone, you're connected to your thoughts. Where do your thoughts take you? Past, present, or future?
Very difficult. Mostly it is present.
Yes, dear. You love socializing or me time?
Never socializing. More of me time.
Are you a thinker, a doer, or both?
Thinker.
Experiential learning or theoretical learning?
Experiential.
Fresh fruits, salads, fried food?
Fresh fruit.
Home cooked food, food ordered from out?
Home cooked.
Beach person, forest person, or mountains?
Forest.
Is it song or dance?
Both.
Would you oblige to sing a song for us?
You wouldn't want to hear it. So
Just two
let's
lines,
move
just
on.
2 lines.
Just 2 lines. I wasn't prepared for this, so I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say I love you.
One of my favorites. Yes, dear. Very nice. I really love this song. One of my favorites. And thank you for singing that. Long time back, I heard this song and I just stopped. Thank you for bringing back that memory. Yes, I'm going to listen to it again. And you sang it so well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dear ma'am, is it a 2-wheeler, walking, or a 4-wheeler?
4-wheeler.
Reading or music?
Music.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, you love to give gifts or receive gifts?
That's good. I love to give as much as I love to receive.
How sweet. And it's good to give as well as receive. Ma'am, today we have a small request. We want a small gift from you. We would like you to share 3 magical words with us, apart from please, sorry, and thank you. Could you gift us with 3 words which could empower our lives?
Give love, take smiles, and give back smiles.
Yes, love, smiles, and smiles. Give and take back smiles. Dear ma'am, thank you so much for being with us. Looking forward to many more interactions. I'd love to have a little extra time with you. But yes, I understand that time is important. But we'd love to have you on one more session, focusing on your profession as to how the finance part could help and benefit all of us. I would love you to share one session with us. Would you oblige, ma'am?
Definitely, but over some time.
Yes, yes, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. It was really engaging and quite pleased with the way you conducted. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Stay blessed and stay connected. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye. Yes, dear. My dear friends, with this we come to an end to the International Fab Talks. Thank you for staying with us. Stay safe and stay blessed. Have a wonderful day.